Are you excited? I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I can't wait. I am overflowing with joy and excitement. For I don't know, for at least the 10th time this week, we are going to witness history being made at the Olympics. As you guys know, it doesn't take much to make history in 2021. Historical moments, they used to be a big deal. They were a big deal because they didn't happen very often. Michael Jordan, 2 3-peats, that was historical. Tom Brady winning 7 Super Bowls, historical. Barry Bonds breaking the home run record, historical. The home run chase in '98, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, historical. In 2021, the only qualification you need to make history is being woke. If you fall into one of the many woke categories and you're an athlete, the media will promote anything you do as making history. For the third time this week, I saw the same headline, although this time it was slightly different. The first couple of times this week I saw this headline, it was about 2 athletes who accomplished nothing. The woke media praised Alana Smith for being the first non-binary athlete to compete in the Olympics. Alana Smith finished dead last in her event, which was skateboarding. Now, nothing against the skaters out there, but I don't really consider skateboarding to be an athletic event, but whatever. The second time this week I saw this headline was with Laurel Hubbard. Laurel Hubbard becomes the first trans athlete to compete in the Olympics. It's difficult to call what Laurel Hubbard did competing. She showed up to the event, failed to lift any weights, and then she flew her ass back to New Zealand. That was it. According to the media, that's making history. Now, over the next 48 hours, we are going to hear all about Quinn making history. Although to Quinn's credit, at least she would accomplish something by making history. Have you guys ever heard of Quinn before? I guess he or she is such a big deal that she only has one name. Kind of like Bono or Cher, The Rock, Prince. In case you didn't know, Quinn's a really big deal. Oh, Quinn is a big deal. According to the woke media, Quinn could become the first openly transgender, non-binary Olympic medalist. Are you confused yet? First of all, how can you be transgender and non-binary? I thought non-binary meant you don't identify as either gender, man or woman. It gets even more confusing. First, before I get into that, it's important to get this out of the way. Quinn was born Rebecca Catherine Quinn. I know gender roles are very confusing in 2021, so let me take a moment to explain this to you. Quinn was born a woman, okay? Quinn was born with a vagina. You got it? Are you following me so far? Okay, good. Quinn plays for the Canadian women's soccer team, the same team that defeated Megan Rapinoe and the woke warriors from America. Quinn prefers to use the pronouns they and them. Now, we don't practice proper pronouns here on the channel because we have common sense, so I'm going to continue to use she. However, using the pronoun she to describe Quinn, while biologically accurate, wouldn't be politically correct. Because Quinn wants to be a man. Actually, from everything I've read, Quinn is a man. I think. Hell, I really don't know at this point. Last year, Quinn supposedly came out as transgender. In my understanding, to be transgender, you have to transition from female to male. Now, I can't find any record of Quinn going through with the transformation, so I guess she is a man because she says she's a man? Is that how it works now? We'll pretend that's the case. So with that being the case, Quinn is a man. How in the hell is Quinn being allowed to play on the women's soccer team? If she wants to be a man, Shouldn't she be playing on the men's team? Or are we to the point now where we're not acknowledging genders in sports anymore and we'll just mix everyone together? Do you see how confusing this is becoming? The woke media, of course, they are celebrating Quinn like she is some kind of hero. And look, to Quinn's credit, she does not crave the limelight. She does not like media attention. I'm not blaming her. Well, maybe I'm partially blaming her a little bit. It is kind of hard to blend into the background when you're on the Canadian Olympic team and no one can figure out which gender you belong to, including yourself. I think what we're going to have to do here, we're going to have to create an Olympic category for non-binary species. We're going to have to get creative here. I mean, me personally, I don't know any non-binary people. Matter of fact, until this past week, I didn't know non-binary people existed in the world. I was always under the impression that everyone was born with either a penis or a vagina. My mistake. But I have become educated. I have become woke. Now, I know of two non-binary people in this world, Alana Smith and Quinn. 4 years from now, when the Summer Olympics takes place again, if there remain only two non-binary people in the world, the IOC is going to have to allow the great Australian cuttlefish and the red and olive colobus monkey to compete in their category so they can have a healthy competition in the non-binary department. I'm just so confused with this. The woke agenda continues to push the boundaries of what is acceptable. I don't care what Quinn does in her personal life. I don't give a damn. If she feels like she was misgendered and wants to be a man, I'm fine with it. I don't care. But I don't understand how you call yourself a man and want to be a man, but want to compete against women. It's like you can't have it both ways. If you want to be transgender, fine. But it is confusing when you want to be transgender off the soccer field and you want to be a woman on the soccer field. According to Raven WNGZ, no, that is not call letters for your local NBC or CBS affiliate. Supposedly that is his or her last name. I spell it for you because I have no idea how to pronounce WNGZ. I've never met an English word that didn't have a vowel. According to Raven WNGZ, Quinn becoming the first non-binary transgender medalist is such a big deal for the LGBTQ2S+ community. That was very hard to say. Number one, I thought it was the LGBT community. Then I thought it was LGBTQ. Now we've added more letters to this woke movement. I actually had to look up the definition of this acronym. Here is what it means: lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer or questioning, and two-spirit. I didn't know what the hell two-spirit meant either, so I also had to look that up. Two-spirit is people who have both a masculine and feminine spirit. I really don't even know what to say or how to react to that. I mean, this is beyond stupid now. And this is all part of a bigger agenda. Wokers, they don't really give a damn about Quinn. The Olympics have been going on for over a week now. We're just now hearing about her. They don't care about Quinn. They care about what she represents. Anything out of the ordinary, anything that pushes the boundary of acceptance, the woke agenda is going to shove it down your throat. They are testing you to see how far people will let them go. They are seeing what they can get away with without receiving any massive public backlash. Because coming up next, just like I told you guys the other day, they're going to push the LGBTQ2S+ agenda onto your children. They are going to push for this in schools. All in the name of inclusion, of course. Everyone should be accepted for who they are. It's all about creating mass confusion. And anyone who speaks out against it, like what we do here on the channel, They'll call us homophobes or anti-LGBT. We hate gay people. That's what they'll say, when that's not the case at all. We're just confused as to what the hell's going on. They are trying to corrupt everything that we love here in America. Anything touched by the disease of wokeness ends up destroyed. They are trying to destroy every traditional institution, the Olympics, the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, so they can rebuild America the way they want it. Their American utopia is a land where they control all the money, all the power. They tell you how to live your life. They live a charmed life, wealthy, do what they want to do, while the rest of us are miserable. And they know they can't push all of this all at once. They have to do it slowly. That's why they start with things like Quinn testing the waters. And it might not seem like a big deal, mixing the gender roles at the Olympics, but it is. People like Quinn are tools. They're being used. And the sad thing is, they don't even know it. I'm sure Quinn is a good person. I read a lot about her in the last 24 hours or so preparing for this video. From everything I can tell, she's a great person. She really is. Now, that doesn't mean I think she should be allowed to compete as a man at the Olympics on the women's soccer team. But from everything I've read, she is a great person. She is just being used by the woke agenda to test the waters of what we will accept here in America. All right, my brain is about ready to explode with how confusing this video was to make. So let's wrap it up here. Let me know what you think about Quinn making history. Since she identifies herself as male, should she be allowed to compete on the women's soccer team since she was born female? What do you think? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.